How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be explaining all active and inactive quirks and why certain players play above their attributes in MLB The Show 21. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're starting this video off with inactive quirks, and we're taking a look at Jackie Robinson's player card because all legends and almost all flashbacks have inactive quirks on their player card. The only players that have active quirks that are flashbacks are Player of the Month cards, Tops Now players, and potentially in the future, Finest players, okay? So we're looking at legends and flashbacks to start with. We'll also talk about some live series players. I want to explain what these quirks mean. Now, inactive quirks simply register as thresholds for individual attributes within a specific player card. And Jackie Robinson has a lot of high attributes in every single category, and he has a lot of inactive quirks. Now, these quirks right here are just visual representations of those thresholds met. Now, they don't give you an in-game boost, but there are specific things that help, right? Each and every attribute makes a difference in MLB The Show 21. The one thing you have to keep in mind is that most thresholds for these quirks are at the 85 overall range for a specific individual attribute. So we said quick reflexes is 85 reaction. Walker is 85 discipline. Hitting machine is 75 contact for both right-handed pitchers and left-handed pitchers. Bomber is 75 power against right-handed pitchers and left-handed pitchers. 20/20 vision is 85 vision. Bunt master is around 60-something drag bunt or regular bunt. Vacuum is 85 blocking or higher. Speedster is 85 speed or higher. Thief is about 70 steal. We also have soft hands with 90 fielding. Cannon with 90 arm strength. Sniper with 80 to 85 reaction. Pressure cooker with 85 clutch. And unbreakable with 95 durability. Those are the inactive quirks that hitters will have, as well as a couple pitchers could have potentially some of those quirks as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the active quirks. These active quirks are on Tops Now players, certain Player of the Month cards, as well as live series players. Now, these active quirks give a minor and major boost to the PCI. I'm going to post a link in the comment section down below that gives a list of these quirks and a little bit about what they say. But I'm also going to give you some of my experience with some of these quirks and how they work. I've been talking about them recently in a couple of videos. I've been trying to provide as many tips as possible. So anyway, active quirks. We first start off with Day Player, Night Player, Homebody, and Road Warrior, because those are 4 active quirks that give you a minor PCI increase, but also a minor penalty when it's not activated. If you have a Night Player playing in the daytime, you actually get a minor penalty, according to my experience, as well as this website that I'm going to link. With that said, we have Fighter with a major PCI increase in situations where it's in extra innings or in the 9th inning. This also comes into play with 3rd innings with Battle Royale and events and things like that. We also have Breaking Ball Hitter excels at hitting breaking pitches. You have less of a penalty moving your PCI towards the breaking ball, and it will slightly increase as you're swinging at the breaking ball. Rally Monkey, you have an increased PCI while you're losing with that hitter up at the plate. You have an increased PCI if they also have first pitch hitter. These quirks, these active quirks, actually stack as well. So you can have multiple of these quirks activated, like situational hitter, first pitch hitter, and dead red, for example. Unfazed meaning 2 strikes. Dead red meaning hitting fastballs better. Everything gives you a description here, but you are going to get minor and major PCI boosts with these quirks. Now, there are a couple rare quirks as well, like pinch hitter, platoon, okay? Those are 2 quirks that not that many players have. If you bring in a certain player off the bench, then they might have that pinch hitter quirk and have an increased PCI. Another brand new quirk that we're going to show you in this video is this catcher's pop time quirk. This is something that you won't see on the website that I link, because the website that I'm linking is from MLB The Show 17. These quirks have been in the game since then, except for this catcher pop time quirk, which gives you better animations when you have a live series catcher or potentially a Tops Now catcher, a Player of the Month catcher. that has 90 plus arm strength. You will be able to get better animations and throw these players out that are trying to steal at a higher rate. Willson Contreras has it. He has above 90. JT Realmuto has it. He has above 90. Neither one of those players have 90 fielding, so you know that it's based on the arm strength attribute only. With that said, we can also take a look at a legend, right? Ivan Rodriguez. He does not have the catcher pop time quirk, but he does have an arm strength in the 90s. So Pudge does not have this catcher's pop time quirk. He does have a 90 arm strength, therefore that tells me that that catcher's pop time quirk is only a live series quirk. And hopefully, Willson Contreras, JT Realmuto, hopefully they get an increased overall version of their card, because I think that that quirk has a lot of value. With that said, we'll start to talk a little bit about some more rare quirks that not a lot of players have in MLB The Show 21. For example, Pablo Sandoval has this platoon quirk. I believe for this quirk you need 60 contact or above 60 contact against one side, and then below 40 power against the other side. Now, this is also a live series quirk, an active quirk. Not all players will have this with those attributes, okay? The developers kind of pick and choose some of these players to give this to. With that said, we also have a pinch hitter quirk and a pickoff artist quirk, okay? I haven't talked about pitchers yet, and we're going to, but the pickoff artist quirk kind of gives you better animations when you're making pickoff moves. This pinch hitter quirk gives you, better a PCI that's increased when you use this card as a pinch hitter late in the game, in the first inning, in Battle Royale, whenever. I've used this Tops Now version of Kike Hernandez in MLB The Show 20, and he hit a home run for me. So I know that they have some effect. It's more of a minor to major effect in terms of the PCI, but I wanted to explain how I found out all this information. In this example here, I'm going to show you that the pressure cooker attribute is exactly at the 85 threshold or above. Here we have a paralleled stage 1 version of Shohei Ohtani with 85 clutch. He does in fact have the pressure cooker quirk available. Now, this doesn't give you a boost to your PCI. It does not. But having the higher attribute, right, having 85 and above, will definitely determine the vibration on your controller when you have runners in scoring position. Okay, now that doesn't boost your PCI, but it will boost the exit velocities. It seems to give you some better contact, right? Steve Finley's a great hitter. He has an amazing swing. He will have that quirk and meet that threshold at 85 once I'm able to parallel him one more time. That's why parallel system in MLB The Show 21 is so crucial, because you are able to hit those next thresholds. For me, in my opinion, right, I can't prove some of this stuff, but in my opinion, every 5 attributes that you increase and hit that next, 5, 10, 15, 20 interval, you're going to notice a significant difference from when you're at the previous interval. For example, 100 contact plays a lot different than 105, and 105 to 110, you can notice a difference. And kind of what I mean by that is I don't necessarily notice a huge difference from 115 attributes to 119 attributes. I notice more of a difference when I hit that 120 from that 119 even, right? It's almost like hitting that extra threshold that makes the cards play a little bit better. With that said, we have Bob Feller. This card's a great card to look at because he has lower control, but his break is great, okay? He does have high stamina. He has high hits per 9, high K per 9, high home runs per 9, high pitching clutch, velocity, and break, of course, okay? So he also has a very strong throwing arm. He has above a 90 arm strength. He has the cannon quirk. That just represents that threshold. Pressure cooker, above an 85 clutch. Unbreakable is a quirk that I'm going to talk a little bit about a little later, okay? Workhorse is a 95 stamina or more. 85 for stingy in terms of hits per 9. 85 for K per 9, and that gives you untouchable. 85 for home run per 9, and that gives you grounded, which has zero effect on online game modes. Okay, cheesy is that fastball coming in at with 90 something control, 90 something break. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about again is that unbreakable quirk. Unbreakable is something that is kind of an active quirk, kind of an inactive quirk. It activates in between games when your players are gaining back stamina. Okay? Now, Jacob deGrom is a good card to look at in terms of active live series quirks. he has some good ones. I mean, homebody, stopper. He also has some inactive quirks as well. But to have the ability to, you know, play with the while you're losing and decrease the opponent's PCI is big. I think that that's important. All right. He also has pretty good attributes all around. Now we take a look at Trevor Bauer here. You might take a look at his break and see that he has max break on 3 of his pitches. Well, he doesn't necessarily have any individual pitching quirks, okay, like knee buckler or cheesy. You have to have 85 break and control in order to have those quirks. If you notice, Trevor Bauer's control is much lower, in the 60s. So he's not going to have, you know, throws an effective breaking ball. Even though he has 99 break on that pitch, his control is not there. Okay, so you have to kind of analyze these things and think about why that is the case. Tom Glavine is probably the best pitcher in this game right now. Okay, 97 overall when he's paralleled. He can reach the 99 threshold as well in terms of overall at that super factor parallel 5. Okay, he also has a lot of individual pitches that move significantly. They have great control and break, 90s plus on all of them. That is extremely good. Okay, so this card meets pretty much every quirk in terms of inactive quirks. He's a legend. You give up a home run with this card, you're not going to decrease the opponent's PCI. However, you know, his confidence and stuff like that won't be as affected as much because his pitches are good. He has great stamina. He's going to pitch deep into the game because of that attribute, not because of the workhorse quirk or anything like that, okay? Corbin Burnes is great. He's a Player of the Month card. He has some amazing quirks. Stopper, home buddy, day player, throws a great breaking ball, has good, you know, velocity on his sinkers and cutters. He has a good, you know, cheesy quirk as well. So one of these pitches, like this cutter, has to have 85 break or 85 control, or both, because he also has the sinker baller quirk. All right, I'm just trying to explain all this stuff. I know it's a lot of information. We're looking at thresholds, we're looking at attributes, we're looking at quirks, but that's pretty much all of them explained. Outlier is a little bit different. Outlier is simply, you know, the ability to throw secondary pitches fast or primary pitches fast. Okay, Sixto Sanchez has the Outlier 2 quirk. Secondary pitch, I believe it's his fastball. All right, Aroldis Chapman has the primary Outlier quirk. He throws his primary pitch at 102, even though it says 98 on the screen or 99 on the screen right here. Okay, so with that said, that is all of the quirks that I could possibly think of. I'm going to post a link in the comment section down below. Feel free to click it and check out what Sports Gamers Online has to say. I'm College Lefty, and peace out.